Morning, everybody. 8:35 a.m. It is February 10th. Welcome to my channel. Now, yesterday we pretty much pulled back a little bit and took out those overnight sellers, basically, and we held that battle zone 69.50 area that I talked about. That was very crucial, right? Now bulls have a heads up on the bears. Okay. Remember, Nasdaq is relatively weaker, so it's got some tough sledding ahead of it, and we're just again going nowhere in the overnight. Accumulating. Important part is we're now in an uptrend, and let's see if that can hold. We are at a crucial level again. The most traded price of this year is 69.90. Okay, so that's what we're battling right now, and we're in a supply zone in an NQ, the Nasdaq. So tomorrow we have non-farm payrolls and unemployment data. And today, it's kind of light news, even though we have ADP. I think I just saw. That's what's going on this morning. Now, Bitcoin is falling back here. It's at 69,000 about. Okay. We do have Hood earnings after the close. I believe Lyft as well. This morning, Coca-Cola reported. But the majors are done besides NVIDIA. Okay. All right. I think we can get started here. Yesterday I didn't take any trades. It was a typical Monday after the Super Bowl, and you just had that drive off the open, and then there was really nothing to do. I was waiting for a pullback. It came, but that wasn't even a setup. That pullback was nothing that I wanted to trade, so I didn't take a trade yesterday. So let's get into it. Welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use market profile and buying profile to find structure in the markets, almost supply and demand, gamma exposure levels, the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the previous day. That is my edge. That is what I bring to you. That's how I structure my game plans. Also use market internals, anchor VWAPs, some ICT, and my weekly expected move indicator. All right. Now, hopefully, you join me every day in the morning. Give you the market story, the market news, the economic calendar, the leaders and the laggards, and why the market's doing what it's doing. Okay. That's what I try to bring. Give you technical analysis, and then I follow that with the long and short trade scenarios in Nasdaq and ES futures. If you want more in-depth coverage, you're going to join my Discord. That's Confluence Trading. Go to our YouTube homepage, click on the link, and sign up. What are you waiting for? Let me be your indicator. Now, I've made some improvements to my Discord. Okay, so I'm giving you market news updates. Okay, that's one that I've added with the morning prep. You can follow me, what we're going to talk about in a second. That part, my channel. Also have the market news channel that gives an update at 9:15, 10 a.m., 11 a.m., and 12 p.m., and then the market wrap up. I've added two things this week. I run my proprietary weekly expected move indicator via Python script every Monday morning. Okay. And now I have my little AI agent. Whenever those levels are getting close to get violated, we will get alerts in the Discord. Okay, so now will be my I will get alerted. We will get alerted if it's gonna hit the lower expected move or the upper expected move. Okay. Another thing that I introduced this week is every day I run my gamma level script, my own script via Python, and I run that right after the market opens. Okay. Actually, my AI agent now runs that for me. And what I am giving to you guys now is those monthly and weekly gamma flip points in the SPY, the QQQ, and the SPX. Those are pivot levels in gamma. Okay, I'm going to give a little educational primer with the latest post that will come out today. That will come out around, I think, 9:40 a.m. Okay, remember the options market really moves our market. It's the tail wagging the dog. Okay, so you will get those levels every day now. Right? That is the delineation between positive gamma above the flip point or negative gamma below the flip point. Expect wild swings in the market below it. because dealers and market makers have to sell with the market to be delta neutral to hedge their positions, or buy with the market, the same reason. Now, when you're in positive gamma above the flip point, you tend to get a buy the dip, sell the rip, and the moves become a little constrained. The volatility slows down. All right. These are very important levels. Now, the flip points become a support and resistance level. So I provide them now every day. Now, I have multiple gamma levels across a bunch of tickers as well. Right now, I'm only sharing flip points. Okay. I have a script that puts all of them on my charts. All right. That will be down the road. I'm not sure if I'm really going to give that away for free. But right now, you're going to get gamma flip points. So that's what I'm doing right now. Just thought I'd update you guys. All right. Now, we're going to get right into the futures watch list here. See what's moving markets. We have the VIX is up 1.38%. 30-year bonds are being bought. Should send yields lower. Crude is up 0.30. Dollars flat. Nasdaq's flat. Dow's flat. ES flat. There's nothing going on here, folks. Russell down 0.11. Gold down 0.14. Silver's down 0.70. 10-year yield, there you go, down. That should help mortgage rates. Bitcoin is down 2.76. Bitcoin's below 69. It's having some problems. Ethereum down 5%. Moving on to the Mag 7 Plus here. What do we have here? Nothing really earth-shattering here. Broadcom's up 0.60. Nvidia's up 0.5%. Microsoft close to 0.5%. Tesla's up close to 0.5%. And is there a laggard? There is, folks. Coinbase, that's the Bitcoin proxy, down almost 2%. Moving on to top sectors here. Palantir is up over 1.5%. Oracle up 0.78, and Uber up 0.45. Now, Lyft reported earnings. I'm not sure if it was before the market open, but that might be sympathy with Lyft's earnings. Let's see who's lagging here. The miners down 0.90. Qualcomm has been weak lately. I believe it just got downgraded. It's down 1.39%. Salesforce is taking a hit again. Remember, software's been taking a hit, down 2.85%. Okay, moving on to sectors. Energy is your leader, up 0.47. Now, that's, remember, crude and well, they're kind of going lockstep today, but they don't always go lockstep together. Utilities up 0.46. Utilities up 0.46. And the laggard is your staples today. Now, Coca-Cola reported. Maybe that's the laggard is the Coca-Cola. I don't know. Love it. All right. And your laggard today is financials. Financials. I'm trying to see here who's lagging because your leaders in financials is Berkshire Hathaway. That's only down 0.15. JP Morgan's only down 0.03. So there must be something else pulling down. Let's see here. Is Goldman Sachs down? Not really. Interesting here that I'm not seeing that off the bat here. There's probably something that I'm not seeing. Okay, let's real quick go to the granular list. I'm just going to skip over that today, but let's just see. Datadog reported earnings. Wow, they're up 14.2%. Spotify's up 11. Snowflake up 5. Oscar Health up 0.466. Unity Software up 4.5. VST up 4%. Shopify up almost 4%. All right, let's look at laggers. This might be telling me a little more about financials. That's Harley Davidson. HOG is down 9.19%. Hims is getting sued by Novo Nordisk, which is taking down the stock. TransUnion's down. Coca-Cola's down. Their staples 3.72. Not sure. I'm trying to see where in financials that. Why is that weakness coming? Right now, I don't have that answer. Okay, I don't have that answer. We're going to move on, though, to the market prep, morning prep in my Discord. Okay. Now, none of this stuff. Trump tracker, he's not really doing much today. Let's see. Top headlines: bond markets are tightly coiled. Traders are split on the next Fed move. Stay versus cut. AI spending fatigue. Scrutiny remains on mega cap AI capex following Alphabet's report. The beat and bleed trend is permanently a headwind for tech today. Continuous monitoring of the Gaza ceasefire implementation and its impact on energy defense sectors. Bitcoin trading near 68,550, failing to hold the 70K psychological level. Let's see here. It's like Tesla got an upgrade. And there's the weekly expected moves. Everything's in mid-range for today. Okay, we'll just go on to see if there's a little more headlines we could talk about. Okay, man, why does that keep happening? That is so annoying. I don't know why. Let me just fix this, folks, for a second. I don't know why this was never happening consistently, but we're back. All right, so there's a schedule. Fed Hammock speaks at 12, but there's nothing really. Retail sales, I mean, that doesn't really move markets much of the time. I guess investing.com is like down somehow. High memory usage. Let's get rid of that for now. Okay. Let's see here. Like I said, nothing to see here. Yep, nothing to see there. Some more news. Let's see. Trump threatens to bar U.S. Canada bridge from opening. Cisco unveils new AI networking chip, taking on Broadcom and Nvidia. Spotify forecast profit above estimates. Trying to see here if we got why the financials are getting hit. I don't see anything in here. Now, this is the only thing I'm seeing. I don't know if this American Financial Group Inc. All right, Jeffrey cuts target price to 141 from 147 as the brokerage trimmed its 226 estimates, citing softer pricing and slightly higher combined ratio assumptions in specialty financials. That's not really. I don't really know right now. It's interesting. The heavyweights are not negative, and it's negative. So, alrighty. I think that's it for news. We're very light news today. We're in very light news. Okay. I think you can move on. Let's get into those internals. My bread and butter. My bread and butter. All right. Let's look at these together and do the recap. So we had another day where tech led. And when tech leads, very hard for the market to go down. Okay. So we did a little dance here. And like I said, this right here, you didn't know what was going to happen. But that could have been the pullback to get long. And then then you only had this little pullback. And then it just ripped. And then it died. I basically took a walk. I took the day off, the rest of the day off, did some errands. Because we were hitting major supply zones. And I just didn't feel like it wasn't as powerful as Friday that I pointed out to you yesterday. The Valdez weren't bloated. ADDs were not bloated, but tech was up. So if you didn't catch that run, it probably was it. Okay? Probably was it. Nothing really stands out to me besides tech. That is the tech update. All right? Let's go to daily charts. Here's our daily charts. All right. So we just basically broke the previous day's highs. We opened here, right, and then pushed higher. I thought we might have tagged last week's highs. We did not. That might be in the cards for today. Not sure. Remember, tomorrow's ADP and unemployment. Where are we now? 694. We are around yesterday's close. So that's why we're flat. All right. Now, let's look at futures here. You can see that was the high from yesterday's session. We're below that, right? I would think we tapped this today. Maybe did we pull back? I don't know. I don't know. This market's in flux. You can see, look to the left, all that trading volume. Remember, we're at the most traded price of this year, 69.90. That becomes more and more important as more time gets put in for this year. All right, 69.90 is the most traded price of this year. Qs. Now the Qs are relatively weak. Yesterday I saw this. I was like, ooh, they're going into the 90 EMA daily. They're going to the 100-day moving average. Could cause some problems. They did go above it, but then close pretty much right on it. right? So you have some poor structure right here that could be cleaned up. You got the year-to-date anchored view up. That's that white line. 20-day moving average, 50-day moving average. Where are we now? 614.78, 614.78. We are right at yesterday's close. We're pretty much flat. Futures, let's look at those. You can see here, got a lot of work to do ahead of it. Okay, kind of pushed into yesterday's range, and then we're right here. This becomes an equal high. That's pretty much a magnet. Probably I expect us to hit that. All right. So that's how we're looking there. Let's look at the breadth. How stanky is that breadth? It's probably not. It's not. 68. Let's round it. 68% of stocks over their 50-day simple moving average. That is not weak. That is not weak, folks. So our market's holding up. I just think we're in a flux. We're just not going anywhere. And in the breadth, this reading tells you all you need to know. Really does tell you all you need to know. All right, moving on to hourly charts. Let's check those out. We're going to go right into the ES. Okay, and you could just see by the daily candle. Okay, you can see to the right that I have the daily and a 4-hour there. That is telling us nothing. Okay, this market's not exciting right now. Let's look at this together. Now there's a couple of, obviously this was a swing low at one point, but that's gone. And we just swept these lows. Now if I really wanted to, I could go long, because they're expected. We should hit these liquid levels up here. Now let's zoom in a little bit here. Okay, so check this out. The range of the daily candle is the same as the last 4 hours. That tells you a lot. Basically, very, very tiny session. Okay? And what we did yesterday was very important. We pulled back. Remember I talked about this battle zone, 69.50. I said the winner is going to win and accept over that, and we did. So you gave this move here, right? And then what you did was you swept that liquidity on this swing, not this one, right into this bullish fair value gap. And look what you did. You pushed up, then that was the pullback to where the most traded price of the month and the year. Then it was a big hourly bar up, taking care of all those sellers. But you ran into the most traded price of the year and this bearish fair value gap, this purple kind of box. And we have not tested that major supply yet. So I didn't think we had much. I said in my Discord, I didn't think we had much more to go up to here. Okay, if we got some steam, but I said this market isn't bloated like crazy strong like it was on Friday. So we're in this range. We're accumulating again. Right? So this is the range you care about. We just swept liquidity, sell side liquidity here. Okay. Now, when you do that and you close, which would be in about 7 minutes, you could get a discount here, and then we can push up and hit maybe up to here. Now we're in an uptrend, right? So we got boom, boom, and then we really don't have much great trend here. It was poor structure. So this is how you know a market's strong, right? When I mentioned here, woof, if we break this, it's very poor structure, right? But we held. That is very bullish. And now we're holding again. So expectations is for this market to move higher. Okay, now does that mean it has to happen? No, we can lose this and go back to the battle zone, 69.50. Okay, so it's pretty simple. Now there is a big bullish fair value gap right in here. Okay, right now that's holding, that's strength. That is strength. Okay, you always want to look at those bearish fair value gaps, bullish fair value gaps, and give them like they're like a thermometer. They are temperature check. They don't mean all of them. Now, they did give a problem yesterday when we went into it. This level right there, it's so far caused a little bit of a problem because remember, it's an imbalance from the past. Okay, I do feel we'll probably go up here if the market does what it's doing. Okay, moving on to NASDAQ. NASDAQ, here we are. Okay. Let's look at this together. Now, yesterday, remember I said the 251s. 251s. Well, the NASDAQ actually did sweep right there, closed right here. And then what did it do? Pushed up, gave you the discount. Where did it go? Oh, 251. 251. And then boop, took out the overnight highs, took out all these sellers, just like the ES. And now we're just consolidating. We're just accumulating, right? We have not touched this swing low yet, right? So, in a major supply zone, look at the supply we're in, right? That's what's going to slow down our market. Pretty simple here. Pretty simple. We need to get through this. Now, I don't know if my boy, Mr. Randy Rand, is listening or not, but he's going to like this because he likes it. The NASDAQ needs to get over to 255s, okay? If the NASDAQ breaks these swing highs and then you get a discount, this is very poor structure above us. And if this rotation fully happens back into tech, this is going to rip right all the way back up to almost 260s. Okay? This is really a key level around the 255. Give you the exact level. About 25519s. Okay? That's really what it's about. As long as we secure this swing low here, this market could even do this, pull back to all the way to here to go like this, to go like that. Okay? Unless we take out that swing low around the below 250s, this is secure. This is secure. But we're in a major supply zone right now. You don't usually blow past them. But if you do, and tech really starts to get money rotated back into it, it's interesting. But again, if we did something like this, came back, right, swept, then you took out this swing low, pulled back, and then took out that one and did one of these, that's not good because you can take all of this out and go all the way back down. So who knows? Who knows what the unemployment and the NFP, non-farm payrolls, will tell us tomorrow? I don't know. Okay? There's your 1 hours. Now we're going to move on to the market profile, volume profile. All right. We'll get some scenarios going. This is not going to be hard at all to do. Not at all. Here we are. Boom. This is the market profile, volume profile. All right. Ready. Let's break this out. All right, there's our small little session. We're inside yesterday's range, right? So now 7,000 becomes a key level up there, right? We have our accumulation, our overnight low, right? We want to hold above the battle zone of 69.50 to secure the longs being in control, the bulls being in control. We do have major supply overhead. We do. This should not cut through it like a hot knife through butter. Should not. All right. So what do we want to look for? All right. Let's just get right into scenarios here. We're going to start off with the bullish scenario here, because the bulls are in control. All right, so any kind of pullback for me, like I said, you did have a sweep here, and now we could go up here, but I'm hoping we fail here. Boop. Push back all the way anywhere in here. Remember, you got the bullish for value gap in here. Go back into range. That's a long. You target the overnight high / yesterday's highs, and we're going to try, because there's major supply above us, to get to the 7,027 level. That is last week's highs. Okay. Now, if this is quick, let's say we're down here and open down here, and we quickly push down into the battle zone, and we quickly push out, that's also a long. That could be a little bit of a bear trap. Okay. Now, shorts. Shorts. Okay, we have major supply here. So, if we did push up, break those highs, but then we're in supply, right? And remember, the 6990 is the most traded price of the year, that green box. If we came back into range and you got a premium to change to short it, this could be a nice move down to the overnight lows and target battle zone 6950. Underneath battle zone, wow, could really go. All right, that is scenarios of the ES. Now, Nasdaq. Let's talk about that Nasdaq. Okay. All right. So currently we have a little session. It's very balanced inside yesterday. Right now, yesterday doesn't have a tail, so it's kind of incomplete. Right, and then you have the overnight highs. That's probably going to get broken today. Okay, so we're going to break this out. All right, we'll get right into scenarios here. Pretty easy. It's going to be the same, pretty much, as the ES, which I like when you have them together like that. Even though they're definitely different in the position they are inside their respective daily chart. This is definitely relatively weaker, but as far as the immediate, it's pretty similar. Pretty similar. Okay. Now there's single prints here. Right there. That's acted as support, which is bullish. But again, we're going to get right into scenarios now. No time to waste here. Let's go right into the long. Okay. Price is right here. We're at the yesterday's close, so that means the Nasdaq is flat. Okay. Now, what I would like, there's demand down here. We did not really sweep this low. I would love for the Nasdaq to come down here, sweep, maybe hit that week-to-date anchor VWAP, maybe even go as far as yesterday's 50-cent retracement, which is the 25195. That is your month-to-date anchored VWAP. So anywhere there, come back into range, you get a higher low, you're going to target, again, yesterday's highs, overnight highs, and try to get this end of this supply zone. Now, if you get super strength, we can rise right up to 257. I don't know if we do that. Okay, I don't know if we do that. Now, any pullbacks month to date anchor VWAP a little bit above 251 is viable as long as it's quick. As long as it's quick. Okay, that's pretty much all I'm interested in. For the short, okay, same as the ES, right? I want to see this taken out. Yesterday's highs. Maybe you come up here, you wick, close back inside, you get another lower high. That's a short. Targeting overnight lows, 25278s. Now, if you get some momentum here, you could really come down to the 251s. If the 251s don't hold and you battle it a little bit, you got yesterday's lows. And it could get really nasty. Okay? I don't know if that happens before tomorrow's unemployment data. Okay? But honestly, it's all I'm interested in. Now, of course, there's always different edge intraday, which if you go to join my Discord and join me live, you will see that. You'll hear me talk about stuff that I don't know yet right now. I don't know what's gonna drive the market off the open. I have no clue. Okay? I have no clue about that. Nobody does. That's why I use the market internals. All right? Now, hopefully, you enjoyed that analysis. Smash that like button. If you did, that'd be much appreciated. Okay, hopefully you join me every morning. Subscribe, set that alert. Give you story, market story, the economic data, the calendar, the market news, leaders and laggards, and why the market's doing what it's doing. I gave you a lot of technical analysis, and I just gave you the long and short trade scenarios in the Nasdaq and the ES futures. Okay, pretty simple today. Pretty simple. Not excited. That chart does not make me excited. Right? So We'll sit back, collect data, Now, there's been a little bit of a change in the markets. The last month or two, every day, there's been disconnects. Disconnects in the market. Tech week, tech week, tech week, rest of the market strong. That's going to cause a push-pull. Now, we're starting to get tech strong, which is a big thing to just go along. Okay? And if the rest of the market follows, we're just going to melt back up. Today, I don't know. Is this momentum going to keep going? I don't know. But that's what you have to be on the lookout for. Days that are great is when everything is green. That's when you know, all right, you're going to stab along. Or even when everything is red. Those are the days where it's a little easier. Days where there's mixed markets, you really have to be a sniper and pick your spots. Really have to be a sniper. All right, you want to be a sniper with me? You're going to join my Discord. Confluence Trading. Okay? Go to my YouTube homepage, click on the link, sign up. What are you waiting for? Let me be your indicator. And again, I provide you the weekly expected move indicator for free. And now my AI agent is going to notify us when we're getting close to breaching one of those levels. I also now am giving you the gamma flip point. Right? Expect that at 9:40 with a little education on what gamma exposure is. Also giving you market news updates throughout the day. And then you have me that I go live. I should be live around 9:50 a.m. Maybe earlier, maybe a little later. I will notify you. Okay? Come join me and see how I look at markets. I will not steer you wrong. Trust me. I will not steer you wrong. You'll see how I pick apart the market and say, this is why what we're doing. This is what we should do. This is the type of day it is. This is what I'm looking for. Okay? So come join me. If I don't see you in the Discord, I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Everybody, no trade to trade. Stay green if you can. And I'll see you guys in my Discord or tomorrow morning.